10, 9, 8, 7.
Do it now!
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet now.
No! Yeah, you're fine. Welcome everyone. As you could tell, there was already some pre-gaming.
Got
I'm not sure.
in my pregame.
I'm not sure you understand how pregame works.
I do. That's why I'm drinking.
I'm echoing pretty hard.
Oh, sorry, I'll mute myself.
Oh no, Cassie's over there eating Chinese food and her microphone was like wide open. How is
Chinese
it now,
food?
radio?
How did she get Chinese?
All right, you know what? I apologize to the people who actually made my dinner. They're not Chinese. I'm a terrible person. Moving forward. Our food
So
is of
rude.
Asian descent.
Fortune
rude.
cookies aren't Asian.
What?
They were invented in San Francisco.
And tofu was made in the lab, but you know.
What?
Welcome. I'm Max the Game Master. This is Magic Shop. I'm going to go speed through this because people keep talking. So, at this point in time, the characters are going through character creation, and we have a moment to slow down. Yes! I have taken over the airways. All right, so last we left off, everybody had been finishing up their characters. We got some good role-playing in, and where there was chances for every one of the characters in question to meet. A scroll was picked up, and now the question about preparation came about, as magic items were in question. During this past week, I have been able to come across an image that I will be sharing tonight. Last week, we introduced Actinius, the magic shop runner, owner, manager, and supreme god in the magic shop. And I dug through some old pictures on my Facebook, and I found him. So, you guys should be able to see this dude. This is a picture by an artist by the name of... Words can be hard.
Wayne Reynolds?
No.
Is it not?
No.
No, it's not. Never mind. I take that back.
You better. His name is Chun Park, and he did his picture. I found it on the internet. I'm giving him praise because I don't personally know him, and I'm using him as a representative for Actinius. Now, of course, I've described Actinius differently in other games, but for the point moving forward, this is going to be this Magic Shop's Actinius. So,
Alternate dimension.
alternate dimensions, that's right. Bye-bye, Actinius, and then he disappears. And
We can't play with the timeline.
no, we can't.
We don't do that.
Well, if we play with the timeline, we might end up having a Dr. Doolittle moment.
We can talk to animals?
Yes, it's a Rick and Morty reference, you know, with all the animals are trying to kill him.
My character does little. Mostly because he is little.
Hey, that's no excuse. I'm little too.
So, what I'm basically trying to say is everything I do, or everything my character does, is little.
No, you gotta think big. Think real big.
Like dwarf big?
No. Like Colossus big. That's how
I'm pretty sure
gotta get-
Colossus dwarfs the dwarf.
Yeah. You gotta, like, get in that mindset. Be bigger. Puff up. They hate that whenever you puff up in front of them.
Oh, boy. All right. So, we're going to start tonight's game session off, and Magic Item Gathering is going to be on the top of the list. Prior to Magic Gathering, it is always important to make sure that you have one essential device paramount to every retriever. You should never go onto a mission without having a fully stocked, well-equipped, highly organized retriever's kit. And we are here to pin down a retriever kit onto everyone's character sheet.
Yep.
So, on your character sheet, write the words retriever kit. And we move forward now. On to magic items.
I will send it to the new recruits.
Oh, no, I got that handled. You probably have the older version.
No, I have. Well, maybe.
All right, so the Retriever's Kit is a haversack. Handy haversack, dimensional pockets, specially designed and pre-organized. There's an actual department, from what you understand, a group of people who work inside the magic shop to prepare all of these wonderful items for you guys as you go out. So you have this item, everybody has it, and you can always restock on a brand new one. In fact, the design and the concept of the Retriever's Kit is this is all that you need to go out and retrieve your lost magic items. Or the magic items to be you know what I'm talking about. It also has a decent amount of room to carry up to, it's a pocket specifically designed to carry coinage or payment. So you've got room in this Retriever's Kit just for that. Now, the Retriever's Kit, on the other hand, carries 3 antivenoms, acid flasks, acid universal solvents, holy water, alchemical ice, alkali flask, alchemical fire, acid plague, elixirs of love. Always highly important if you come across somebody who is just not willing to negotiate. Bam. Quaff this potion. Turn your head.
But who
Squeak for a
wouldn't
moment and
want to
begin
negotiate with me?
Well, that's a good question.
I'm a cute little gnome.
Some people are heightists.
Well, they should stop thinking colossal and start thinking.
Next on the list, Ugent of Timeliness. Oh, you got something that's damaged, you don't want it to fall apart too well, bam, put this stuff on it, problem solved, move forward. 5 wooden pitons, 5 metal pitons, because you never know, you might need a wooden one. Sometimes there's people out there, they just have a bad attitude, you got to put a wooden piton into their chest and they have less problems.
Like evil merchants.
Or a rust monster.
Exactly. 2 weeks of iron rations, a small steel mirror, 3 feather tokens for fan, 100 foot of silk rope, 3 bags of sneezing powder, a metal hammer, a wooden hammer, feather token of swan, feather token of anchor. By the way, there's 3 of them. 3 immovable rods, 6 10-foot poles, 3 silver sheens, 1 bear trap labeled anything, and a bear trap labeled nothing. That's very important. Bear traps and their labels. And then, of course, there is a Staff of Survival. A Staff of Survival only has 10 charges on it, but it can do Cure Light, Light Spell, Create Water, Lesser Restoration, Produce Flame, and Discern Direction. Of course, the Produce Flame is a 2 charge, and all the rest are just 1 charge. Generally, you come back and you turn your staff in with the bag and whatnot. They get refurbished along with all the other stuff every time you come back. You can always leave with a brand new, fully equipped Retriever's Kit, unless you mess up somewhere.
Like you die because you're bad at cards.
I know. Partridge in a pear tree.
So, if you die because you're bad at cards and you get resurrected, do you still get a Retriever's?
Yeah, as long as you have insurance. You come
Sweet.
back, you get another Retriever's Kit. They're handed out like candy. Now, of course, so you've been told that these are Retriever's Kits, and labels in the magic shop are very, very important. So non-retrievers, which like a clerk, that's the lazy guy who sits at the front door, he can't have one. He's got his own equipment that he's supposed to use, and he's not allowed to share it with other non-clerks. So, any questions about the Retriever's Kit?
Nope.
Bloop.
Excellent. Sorry about that momentary pause. I'm shifting things around on my screen. Hey, you can see the microphone.
Actually, I wanted to ask, what is the immovable rod?
What is the level? Whoa.
Oh, sorry.
I got this.
Okay, sorry.
How many ranks in spellcraft do you have?
Let's see. I have ranks. Believe it is 1.
You have 1 rank. Make a spellcraft roll.
Alrighty. Um, 20.
Roll a skill.
Okay. Sorry, I've never used roll d20 before, so
Oh,
/R space 1d20 plus whatever your modifier.
Evening event.
apparently.
All right. Now,
Well,
my question to you
this
is:
doesn't even like me.
My question to you is: do you have any bonus to your intelligence? Greetings, Vendible Rook 600. Welcome for joining us. We're just getting started, and it looks like the intelligent badger has already started the show off rather well. Oh, Rook. Okay, sure, I can do that. All right. Let me know if you have any sound issues. I can adjust people from this side. So, do you
I have-
have to your character spellcrafting skill any like intelligence bonus, a feat bonus that provides you with some sort of extra benefit to making this roll?
That I know of.
All right. Okay. Well, you have found that these are metal rods that have really cool filigree on them, and there is a point in the filigree that if you put your finger over it, it will somehow, and of course this is magical, stop moving in that point and space. Nothing seems to affect it. You have put your massive weight and your kung fu skills to work to try to move the thing. The only problem is now that you've done this, you seem unable to undo this because the button in question does not seem to undo it. So you attempt to get another rod out and try to figure it out using the other rod.
jeez.
And in doing so, you accidentally activate another rod, halfway pinning yourself between the two rods and a small section of wall. Finally pulling out your third rod from the retriever's bag, you try to figure out the problem, and we will leave you there.
Oh, this is good.
So I look at all of the rods that are frozen in place in front of the badger, and I try to show her exactly how they work, having seen them before.
The badger, by the way, at this point in time, has pinned herself to the wall with the 3 immovable rods.
All right, so I rolled a 20 with a modifier of plus 14 to get 30.
Jesus.
I know, I seem to love getting nat 20s.
Wow. That's good. We got a natural 1 and a natural 20. Starting off great.
All right. So it's you described to the like you said, you described to the badger exactly how to deactivate them. Safara,
Yes? Sorry.
his instructions are useful, but unfortunately you've put yourself into a position where you cannot physically reach any of these buttons he's speaking of with your hands or your nose, maybe your toes. Would you like to try to maybe use an escape artist to free yourself from this dilemma?
Yes, please. I'm sorry. I'm having a good laugh over here because of this.
Good.
Okay. Let's try this. I think I've got it this time. So this my escape, which is total of 5.
All right. I think your escape should be higher than a 5. I'm going to open your character sheet and double check.
It's not shared with you.
Well, it should be.
It is, and her modifier is in fact a 5.
Wow. I expected
One
higher.
rank 1 rank and a +4.
Yep. Okay. I will. All right. Um. Varian Len. After instructing the large black and white cousin of yours exactly what needs to be done, she begins to thrash, kicking her legs in multiple different directions. She even contorts into different ways that looks painful, but in no effort does her seizure-like maneuvers seem to even reach one of the buttons.
How high off the ground are these rods?
Head level for you.
Alright, so without needing to roll climb, I'll just reach up and uh, deactivate them for.
Excellent. Safari, you have been freed by the tiny, colorful man.
Thank you, friend. I'm still learning some of the magic here.
That's okay, you can repay me in hugs.
All right. Sorry, that's me out of character laughing.
Or if you know where I can get some beer, I'll take beer too.
You might want to talk to the others about that. I'm not known to partake in alcoholic beverages.
Okay.
You're missing out.
Any other
Um,
questions of the retriever kit?
Oh, not after that fiasco.
Let's go to the magic repository and take some magic items out.
Excellent.
We were heading there initially, right?
I assumed that you guys swung by the cloak room and picked up some extra retriever bags and began discussing the items in. Stepping back out into the hallway, that's when the moment happened. You and the Badger Safara were standing in the hall. I assumed that the other two, the Pixie and the Spell Scale, left you behind as she began to experiment with these unknown magic devices, pulling one out, pushing the button, and then fighting with it, going, "It can't move! Look at it! It can't move!" And then she pulls out another, goes, I can't move. So, you guys continue to the repository. That is a rather interesting kind of idea. There isn't a repository. There are several rooms attached to the that are on one side of the front building area, and then there is a secret panel that opens up into the labyrinth that is beyond. In that labyrinth, you'll find the majority of magic items. The front rooms have a tendency to carry scrolls, potions, and wands, all the charged items that can run out at the end of the day. There's also a cloak and hat room near the front, and it's not for magical cloaks and hats. It's just for cloaks and hats when people come in and out of the rain and weather, and that's where you leave them. Sometimes magical cloaks and hats do end up in there. So you and Safara head down to the storage or the secret panel, because I'm pretty sure you guys aren't looking to get any potions, scrolls, or wands, right?
Not currently, no.
Safara?
Oh.
Okay, great. Do you have an idea of what kind of magic items that you think you might want? We'll start with. Okay, well, you don't know. That's fine. We're going to start with Varianlin. You get to go hunting first. So walking beyond the secret door, as instructed and shown by the other retrievers. It's a panel. You move a small piece of wood over you push a small knot hole in and slide a piece of broken-looking wood, and the whole wall will slide back, opening before you a labyrinth of stone hallways. The hallways twist and turn. They go left, they go right, they split, they fork, four-way intersections. Every once in a while, you'll find a 10-foot by 10-foot room and an orc guarding a chest. In each of these rooms, there'll be a collection of things. Stabs, rods, magical swords on a variety of weapon stands, suits of armor on weapon stands, and sometimes you'll come across these other people in here that are not retrievers nor clerks. They don't answer, nor do they talk to you or make eye contact. And they seem to be carrying around magic items, pieces of paper, and following some sort of cryptic, strange system of organization. Every room has a marking to it. A series of dots, numbers, alpha, lettering for at least 3 different languages. You recognize Draconic, Elvish, and Dwarvish runes on the door. These dots, letters, and numbers in multiple different languages seem to have no corresponding information that lets you know exactly what their system of storage is. And to boot, these people who are carrying these magic items do not assist. In fact, if you try to say hello or attempt to hug them, they immediately freak out, say, "Oh, damn, it's a retriever." And they either rush past you or they try to get away from you. But they don't stop you. They do not stop you wandering around or rummaging through things. So, talk to me. Tell me how you plan to find this first magic item. And what is that first magic item you want to look for?
Ooh, so the first magic item is Gloves of Thievery. And I will go to the darkest corner because I figure that's where all of the less socially acceptable items are.
Okay. All right, and let's see. Gloves of Thievery are not listed in the main DMG. So let me bring up a website that might have them in them. That did not help. Let's try that one. I found Gloves of Larceny. Is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. So, these wonderful magical items have a caster level of 3. The price is a mere 2,500 gold pieces. And we're going to start off with, you're searching the darker corners of these rooms. So you're purposely looking for a place that's maybe poorly lit or maybe less attended by others. Cobwebs have to be pushed apart, or maybe after moving objects around, finding a secret passage in this room of secret passages. Go ahead and roll a d20. And let's see how well you do for finding these Gloves of Larceny. I want to Kisbit right off the bat as we get started. Low is good. You started off with an 18. And throughout the first, hour of looking, you find mailed gauntlets. None of them could possibly be Gloves of Larceny, because you know for a fact Gloves of Larceny are beige calfskin gloves that are smooth and have like a isotoner soft inside inlay to them, and they're all comfortable. Yeah, they're not finding any of those. You find mittens, woolly mittens, plated gauntlets, but no. Unfortunately, within your first grasp of hunting, through the magic shop, you're not able to find anything. And 18 is a really high roll, too. So, Sephira, are you following with the gnome while he's doing his shopping?
Yes. The others have obviously given him something, or it's just his friendly nature, but also with him being new, he doesn't know the magic shop as well. At least not yet.
Okay, so you're staying with him for protection reasons.
Yes.
Excellent.
I start pulling things off the shelf as I'm looking for these gloves, and I'm just trying to understand what exactly they do before putting them back on.
All right, so are you referring to that set of mailed gloves you found?
Yeah, I'll start with that.
All right.
Absolutely.
Rugged iron bands, linked bits of scale across the back end of them, thick leather. You squeeze your hands into them, they're exceptionally large size for you. But they almost instantaneously and magically shrink down to encompass around your hands. Kinda nice.
But of course, all magical items shrink. Barry Enlin knows this very well.
All right. So you've now put on a pair of gloves that you don't know what do.
That is correct, and I will roll a spellcraft check to see.
Upon glancing about the gloves, stretching your fingers, you punch your knuckles together, they make powerful little sparks. Pow, pow, pow. You reach down and grab some of the items that you had tossed onto the ground. You find them a little bit lighter weight than they were a moment ago. You find a larger object into the room. You begin looking. You look for a larger object. Well, there's a small pony keg over there. And then you see the badger, the largest object in the room.
I will definitely do everything and anything in my power to make her lighter, just to see how these gloves work.
All right. Wrapping your arms around the badger for a surprise hug, you lift her up. In surprise, it works. You don't last very long, but you definitely have a lot more oomph to getting her off the ground.
I put her back down and give her a sly little smile. Ooh, I know what these are.
But they're not your gloves of larceny. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
What exactly are they? She's like a little shaken. Sorry, I am a little shaken that he was actually able to pick me up. Do that yet. At least someone of his size.
We had a traveling merchant come through my town a while back, and he was selling gloves of ogre strength.
Ah,
They give you a lot of strength, just like an ogre.
makes sense.
I take them off and offer them to her.
They immediately explode in size to being normal or closer to humans.
Maybe they'd work better for you.
shake my head and push his hand slightly away. No, thank you. I prefer.
Say that again. All we heard was. Pht.
Sorry. Will push his hand away lightly. No, thank you. I prefer not to harm, if you catch my drift. Hear me that time?
Yes.
Okay. I stick him back on the shelf and pull out the next.
Reaching into the shelf and grabbing the next item. It is a pair of manacles that immediately wrap around your wrist and lock shut.
Well, this is a bit of a predicament. I say, trying to pull my arms apart.
Escape artist roll. Luckily, the manacles size to fit the wearer.
I get the sense that I'm struggling and struggling, but everything's in vain.
Unfortunately, it is, but you have gained a new piece of jewelry that fits into your glove slot. What would you like to do now?
Well, clearly, I want to know what this is, so I'll take a couple minutes and study it.
Excellent roll. Getting close, or at least holding on to the manacles to get a better idea of what they're about. You begin manipulating them, trying to look for a locking mechanism, maybe a flip switch of some type that you can take advantage of. There doesn't seem to be one that you catch right off the bat. And then you notice that as you're manipulating it, it seems to resist your manipulation a little bit. It's going to now make a grapple attempt to get your other hand. A 4. Let's check out. It gets a +3. 7. Does that hit your touch AC?
It does not.
The other part of the manacles is now attempting to lock itself on to your other wrist.
I throw my I throw my arms apart, trying to keep the manacles away.
All right. It seems to have a magical fly ability, and so we're going to do an opposed strength test. Right now, you've won this moment as it made a sly attempt to grapple your other wrist, but we're going to do an initiative. And then it's going to try to grapple your other hand. It has a -2. So it's got a 16 for its initiative. You've got a 14. Your spellcraft has let you come to the realization that these are magical, but they're not magical under the effects of any particular spell. Since you don't have a detect magic running, you're not sure if there is any particular spell, but you get the real sensation that this is actually a set of animated manacles. All right, the animated manacles are going to try to lock onto your other arm by thrusting about the room. $16.
Will hit my touch AC.
All right. You have now been manacled. If it had rolled higher, I would say you manacled behind your back, but it didn't. So your arms are in front of you, and the other side has clamped onto your other wrist and shrunken to the necessary size.
I look pleadingly at the badger. Can you help?
During the time that he was getting manacles, she was looking at other items and turns to look at him. Oh my. I could help, but I can try. She'll go ahead and kneel down to his height.
All right. If you want to try, you can do a disable device on the actual manacles and try to unlock them, maybe using a knife, a pointy object of some type.
Can I look around to see if there are any pointy objects?
Of course.
This?
Let's take a look at something real quick. There we go.
Oh, I thought I might need like a perception check or something.
Yes, you do. You need to do a search roll.
Search.
On my hip will be a rapier, which, being a small character to the dire badger, would look like a toothpick.
Do I still need to roll, or can...
Well, you can. You can roll to look, or you can take his head gestures. The stream keeps dying on me. Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, Radio. The gnome is making like head gestures to his hip at this point in time. So you can roll a search, or you can just take his tiny little pointy stick.
I will take the pointy little stick that he is gesturing at and use that to possibly help.
All right. Evan, I'm looking through character sheets and I don't see disable device on the badger's front page. Is it not there because she put no ranks into it?
Correct.
Got it. That's what I was thinking.
Would I be able to instruct her on how to disable the device using her hands as my eyes?
Yes, she gets a -2 to the dice roll, but she gets to use your skill rating. If Radio, if you can think of anything we can do to help make the stream go a little bit better, I mean, if it's on our end, let us know.
So, disable device, I have 8 ranks in that.
So she will get 8 ranks.
Plus the 6 then, because you said I also get a -2 on it.
That's correct.
Alrighty. I got a 24.
Awesome. You take his rapier and you begin digging into the locking mechanism. The small pair of manacles seem to fight and resist you. When you finally make a click following his explicit instructions, they open, and in retaliation, these manacles begin biting or snapping toward your wrist.
She is going to...
With a 14 against your touch AC.
To my touch. Does not hit.
All right, you're able to fend it off as it's voraciously snapping at your wrists. Clank, 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 clank.
Can I see about herding it back over to the shelf?
Yes, we're going to assume that you've got it off both of his wrists, and right now it's throwing itself about the room, leaping at your wrists at this point in time. Maybe it's angry at you, or it just sees you as an opportunity to grapple. So to herd it over there, do you want to try to maneuver so it jumps onto the shelf itself, or did you want to knock it over there, or did you have some other idea?
I would like to maneuver so that I am standing in front of the shelf that it was on, and then when it lunges at me, I will move so that it falls, so that it throws itself onto its shelf.
Great. Make a bluff attempt. The creature has a poor wisdom and no sense motive. Excellent. It flops for a moment as you regain your composure in front of the shelf and ready for its oncoming attack. It makes a double flop like a fish on a deck before it flings itself across the room, both of the openings of the manacle clacking as it flies towards you. Deftly, you make a side step in which you enter a stance that like a praying mantis reaching high to the sky, and it flies into the shelf behind you amongst the clatter of robes, books, sticks, clubs, and other things that are laid out. You do not know if it is deterred, but you definitely can hear it rummaging around through the bin that is on the shelf.
I will go ahead and step away from the shelf now. You reach for, or there might be something much worse on the other end. She'll go ahead and continue looking at some of the magic items around, specifically not in that box that it just fell in.
Okay. Do you guys want to stay in this room, or do you want to continue your quest of wandering the magic shop looking for particular items? Trying to decipher the door's script?
I'll continue trying to decipher the door script, but I will also cast read magic as well.
Excellent. I like that. That is very useful at this point in time. Okay. So you cast detect magic. Saphira, what did you want to do? You said you were just going to look around the rest of the shelves. Am I correct?
I'm keeping with the gnome to make sure he doesn't get himself into any more trouble.
Yes, the two of you can get yourself in trouble when you're by yourself. Luckily, with the other one around, at least you can get yourself out of trouble.
So just to be clear, I'm casting both read magic and detect magic.
Oh boy. All right. I will get back to you. I'm going to slide on over and see what our pixie friend is doing. It looks like, yes, I don't know what this is. She sent an image of a piece of paper. Who uses paper these days? Oh.
What?
It is a copy of the Retriever's Kit.
Yeah, you're welcome. Because
Thank
I
you.
did have the right one.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. All right. So, Pixie, who are you wandering around with?
My best friend.
Oh, you and Mr. Money.
Not Mr. Money, but me and my very best friend, my spell scale best friend.
Yeah, Zarkosa. We're besties.
Besties.
Excellent.
Yep. We're wandering around. looking for fun stuff.
What are you looking for?
Well,
Out of character, I am almost done building my shopping list, so I will let the pixie go first. Tinkerbell.
excellent.
Katinka. There we go.
Katinka!
That's my naming remembrance, okay? I was getting there. Gosh.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you too.
That's right. Um,
So I can only imagine that right now she's writing with a piece of charcoal and vellum as you guys are writing. She's walking around. She's got the board, and you look to her and say, "What do you want to go get?" And she immediately pops, "I'm not done yet. I'm still working on it. We're almost there. Give me a minute."
well, let's take a detour down this way because I think I know exactly where the weapon I want is. Because usually they just keep the little ones up here.
Weapons? That's adorable.
Well,
Do you think that they have little tiny, like, bow and arrow, but you use needles for the arrows?
that's really adorable and everything, but no, I was thinking more along the lines of a heavy repeating crossbow.
What?
Thanks. That's right.
A heavy repeating crossbow. It would be like pins then instead of needles.
No. Because guess what? I got made personally just for me.
What?
And I go and I hit my little brooch and then I go brrrr, and then I'm medium sized.
What?
Look at this, isn't this cool?
Oh my gosh. What? I am very impressed.
You should be. You should be very impressed. I also special ordered a couple of other things. So first we need to go check and see if they're ready.
Oh, okay. Let's go check and see if they're ready. I follow behind this massive pixie now.
That's right.
Like, this is so curious.
Oh, I don't stay that size. I
would have
down.
expected her to, when she sizes up, to be a little bit pixelated.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha.
You're welcome.
It's adorable. You're adorable. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess I'll head. Would it be the front counter that I pick up my magic items for special orders?
What?
Special orders. Like if I made a special order a long time ago.
You want to go to the front counter? Okay, go for it. You're there. It doesn't take long to get there. And I think his name is Fred.
Frederick.
Yeah, Frederick's there.
Frederick, my dear.
What?
Have my special orders been fulfilled? I put them in quite a few weeks ago.
His eyes will kind of squint. His nose will curl up. What?
I put in special orders. I have the invoices.
He'll take the invoices and be reading over them. He makes an astute, careful read from top to bottom. Then he folds up the pieces of paper, hands it back to you. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What? This is rude.
I'm sorry. What?
I put in special orders for earrings.
Uh-huh.
And it was a while ago.
Closer. Uh-huh.
And they should have been ready by now.
He leans in a little closer. Uh-huh.
Where are they, Frederick? I smush his face.
Listen, is this your first time ordering something?
Yes.
Because, like, what did you order?
Earrings.
What did they do?
They send messages.
Uh-huh. Yeah, hang on a second. He opens his book and begins flipping through it. And did you pay for it already? Oh. What was the date on that? He snatches the paper from you, inexcusably rude like. Oh. Folds it back up and hands it back to you. Begins flipping through a large book. He stands up at this point in time, pops open a section of what looks just to be plain wall to expose a hidden bookshelf. The wall is plain and pretty much bland, but when he pops a small piece of metal on the outside, it opens up to an illustrious bookshelf filled with about 20 books on it. He creaks it open and begins going through it. Here we go. And he slides another large, thick tome out, moves it over to the small, crooked desk, slams it down, moves the big one into the chair, pops it open, starts flipping through it, licks his fingers. Here we go. Earrings. He come on to this side. You can sit on the book so you can see.
Bloop.
Do you see this? Do you see the entry for earring, magical earrings?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, do you see all these names listed underneath it?
Uh-huh.
Those are all the worlds in which magical earrings exist. Do
Uh-huh.
you see that there's only 12?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. He slams that book shut, throws it back into the shelf, pulls out another one. It's much smaller. He pops it open, licks his fingers. This is the list of makers, all 102 of them. Did you memorize that list of 12 places?
Sure.
Do you see anywhere in this list a maker who's from one of those realms? No. I'm sorry. We're waiting for someone. It's on back order. Until we get a creator that comes from a realm that specifically has the magical powers to enchant earrings, that order and that money will just be waiting. Didn't anyone tell you? Because I know I didn't take that order.
No. Nobody told me, and it's very rude.
Well, complain to HR.
I take and look at the receipt to see who actually filled out the order.
Ooh, 1 second. 1 second. Let's go take a look at the list of other clerks. And see who it might be. Because if I don't have one that fits the bill, audience, we're going to have to make a new clerk. And trust me, clerks are rare. Frederick's the only asshole. He's to the point. But there are other clerks. Let's take a look. Cred, he's the snarky one. Where's she at? I know we have one. She's the wafy one, the fluky one. Did she die?
Who did?
Oh, I knew we had another one. Where's her name? Ah, here we go. Mortimer, the spell scale clerk. I found, yeah, it's got Mortimer's name on it. No, here, never mind. Nah, no, it's not Mortimer. It's Constance. I apologize. Undo. Constance. A wispy female elf clerk by the name of Constance. She's very soft-spoken, generally a nice person, tries to help everyone out no matter what. No matter what.
Great. So she just didn't want to let me down.
Frederick will laugh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's terrible. No refunds.
Hey!
What?
Fine.
Look, if we happen to
Fine.
go to one of these worlds, and my God, they're crazy and weird, I'm pretty sure we could find one of these crafters who can make one of these things.
Fine.
How much money did she charge you? And you could see he's trying to hold back a laugh.
4,000 gold. They're really expensive.
Yeah, I'll make sure to leave in the employee log not to do that anymore.
Yes, please.
You could always go tell Actinius she did that. That'll get her in
I
trouble.
might, but maybe. I have things to do! And I flutter off.
Oh man, I can't believe she sold someone earrings. She's good at this stuff. Infuriated, you leave Frederick behind so he can gloat and enjoy your misery.
That's rude.
Totally.
Well, I guess onward to the weapons room!
How do you fly when you're sad? When your shoulders droop and your wings kind of
Yes.
floppy a bit?
It's not floppy. My wings are never floppy.
But do your ears hang low?
No. They're pert and beautiful.
So they don't wobble to and fro?
No, they don't.
But then you can't tie them in a knot.
No, I
Or
don't
an
want
bow.
to talk. You're not even here! As I continue sad / kind of unhappy flying towards the place that I know has all the weapons. And I'm gonna hit the biggest one.
You're going to hit the biggest cache of weapons. So you slink back into the labyrinth of magical storage location, and you're looking for a...
I want a heavy repeating crossbow with speed.
Heavy repeating crossbow with speed.
Yeah.
How do you spell your character's name? Katinka?
Katinka. K-A.
Katinka.
Yes,
Katinka. And Katinka, I have a very important question that involves the new magic item system.
Yes.
How many magic items do you currently own?
Ooh.
Not including scrolls, potions, or wands, or staves. And the Retriever's Kit does count. So if you own one, it counts.
Okay. Well, I have my enlargement brooch.
One. Retriever's Kit 2.
Yeah, Retriever's Kit 2. And that's it.
Excellent. So you only have 2. That's good. I counted for you, Evan, but I got 6. Please double check for me. And that includes the Retriever's Kit. And Safara, you only have 1 as far as I know. Speaking of which, I'm going to download, open link. There we go. Save image. I'll put it in the magic shop. Yeah, that's good. Close that.
All day 7.
7 magic items. Oh,
Everfull mug. Are we counting blessed bandages as magical item?
Nope, it's a used item. I am not counting it.
Everfull mug, the rapier of warning, my own Heward's handy haversack.
I'm sorry, not you. I was asked from across the room if a necklace of fireballs counts against this. No, a necklace of fireballs is a use item. So you use so many of them, they are gone.
Ooh.
So anything that gets used up, a staff counts under that too. So staves have charges, they get used up. Daily uses that regenerate on their own does count against this. Before we move forward, I'm just going to post a picture of this cool spell scale that was drawn for my wife. This is Zarkosa. This is the image she's got because an artist at the last show did this for her. I'm going to leave that up there. All right. You don't see it on the Twitch stream?
No.
Oh, I know what I did wrong. 1 second. should be right there.
Did you draw it? Did you save it first and then pull it over?
Going to do that. Why aren't you able to see this? Huh. Front. Advanced layer. Token. This is interesting. And strange. Because I see it on my secondary screen.
It's up there now.
It's not on.
Ah, there it is. It's on the stream now. Ha ha. It took a moment. Awesome. So we were with Katinka. All right. What? And you're looking for a what again? Plus
A heavy. It's a +3.
plus 3.
Heavy repeating crossbow.
All right. 1 second.
I can tell you how much it costs.
Sure.
All died. I had it at one point written down. Is it on my paper? I think it's 16.
16K for it.
I believe so.
For a +3 weapon?
Hold
No,
on.
it's 18K for a +3 weapon.
Is it 18?
It
Okay.
is 18. And then there's the cost for a masterwork and a repeating crossbow.
Repeating crossbows are 400 gold, and masterworking is 300, so it'll be 18,700 gold pieces.
Does it do anything else?
I mean, fire is always good. Nah. Just speed.
Oh, you want speed on it?
Oh, yeah. That's what the +3 would be for. Sorry.
Okay, you need a +4 heavy crossbow of repeating in most magical worlds for that to work out. You have to have at least a 1+1 above the bonus attribute. So it's actually 32,000 for a +3, and it's a +1 heavy repeating crossbow of speed. And that's what its total is. That's cool. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I need to do something. There we go. Actually, we're going to do that. And we're going to do this. All right, so that's 32. Yes. And that's... let's find speed. That's an extra 1. And that's an extra 1. So that's 2. That's 7. That's 9. Plus that 3 is 10. All right. Roll your d20 to hunt down your magic item.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to try my luck on the dice roller.
Drum roll. Boom! All right. After wandering around, you do successfully find yourself inside of weapons rooms. A lot of different ones. And they're too big. You come across one heavy crossbow that is literally your size. You would have to wear like some sort of body harness and counterweight system, and then once you fired, it's just going to send you... So you move to another room. And you bust into another weapons room, and they are all tiny and adorable. The heavy crossbow fits into your hand. It has a tiny hand crank onto the side that you would just... Loading the bullets require magnification glass and tweezers.
This is for tiny people.
You begin zooming around the rest of the way. Confused and lost, finally you slump down at one door, push it open, closing your eyes, you look in, and, hey, small people stuff. Floating around the room, you see a collection of different weapons of warfare. You begin picking through them. You find a heavy crossbow. You pick it up. It is a heavy repeating crossbow with a clip attachment and everything. Unfortunately, clip not included. But you have no idea what it does. It's got some really cool filigree on the side that's all painted red. Looks like fire.
Sarkoza! Hey! Hey! Hey!
What?
What does this do?
What are you talking about?
Look at it! With your special eyes!
What am I looking at?
I need speed repeating crossbow. What does this one do? It's got flames on it, so I assume it's fire. But I'm not gonna try it inside.
Are you sure you don't want to try it first?
I don't want to have to pay for damages.
Darn. I will use my magic eye thingy.
You're special!
My
Your special
I'm
eyes.
gonna use my special eyes. And, see, what am I doing? A spellcraft, or do I cast Detect Magic first, or whatever? I don't know.
It's your call what you want to do.
I think I'll just do... I can do the spellcraft, though, without having to do a Detect Magic, right?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Then that's what I'm gonna do first, because why not? I'm just gonna use my regular special eyes, not my special eyes.
Oh.
What? You don't know the difference?
Yeah, your eyes do like a weird glowy thing whenever you do the special eye. I watch you.
I think you might watch a little too close.
I gotta keep my eyes on you. You're my best customer.
Okay, so it's... should be that, I think. There you go. 29
What? Ooh.
on my spellcraft.
Excellent.
You examine it for a moment, checking out all the necessary mechanisms.
You're muted.
Oh, man. Good thing that the microphone can still hear me. You begin checking out all the different designs upon it, and at some point you pull it back, find a magazine laying nearby, check to make sure that magazine doesn't have any special qualities, clip it to the bottom, and give a tug. Upon doing so, the red flamey filigree pops out, almost like little wings on either side, and so they look like fiery red racing stripes. From the back end of the repeating crossbow, 6 small metallic pipes pop out of both sides and begin spewing out tiny amounts of smoke. The crossbow itself begins making like a purring sound.
What?
You realize, upon examining it, is a crossbow of fast movement. While in your hands, this crossbow should, by all technical means, allow her to fly faster.
I think this might just be just what you're looking for. And it's so ostentatious.
Yeah?
Yes. This will not only make you move faster, it will also make you look amazing. I wonder what happens when you shoot it.
I don't know.
We will test it out. Hopefully.
Very soon. Anyway.
Yeah. Excellent. Did you find everything you need?
No, I still need to go get some armor.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
not actual armor. The magic kind.
Right. Magic kind. Excellent. Well, onward!
Yeah! Wait, what are you getting?
Oh, I still have my list.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I
Okay.
suppose there is some armor I would use. Bracers of armor.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for too.
Oh, well then we're looking for the same thing.
Excellent. Ooh,
Excellent.
do you think that maybe this time I should get one of those fancy belts that make me stronger?
Ooh.
I feel like I should.
That does sound like fun.
Then I can be super strong and super fast.
Super strong and super fast.
Yeah. I think
I
that
mean,
might happen too.
I think that combination could work well.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Ooh, I'll grab a couple extra magazines
Okay.
for the repeating crossbow.
I'm pretty sure stuff like that will be found elsewhere, but we'll just assume that you picked them up along the way. Mundane things like this could be found, but you're not going to find any crossbow bolts that are mundane. Everything in here is going to have a magical effect to them. And because they're magical, they're going to be consumable, which means you have to cough up cash out of your own pocket to get them.
Right. Excellent. Okay, onward to the strong belt and bracers of armor
Excellent.
areas.
So Katinka now is up to 3 items.
Yep.
We're going to flash back over to our other pair. See what kind of items they want to try to find. So, Saphira and Verilyn, what are you two up to?
Like I said, I was reading magic and detecting magic and trying to decipher what writing was on all of the doors to try and figure out my way through what could be described as a maze, a magical maze.
And Saphira?
Well, I have I had a chance to look over some magic items, and I have a little list going. So, as I'm following him, I'm taking slight detours at him, to find some of the things that I'm looking for.
Okay. All right. So, your read magic does not seem to change nor translate the words outside the room, but it does help with identifying writing on the boxes inside of the room to let you know what their function and purpose is. So you're not just diving into any box that's actually labeled cursed, do not touch. The detect magic will actually give you a bonus to identifying the item ahead of time, so that you're not reaching into a box of cursed items and grabbing a pair of animated manacles. So, with that, what is one of the first items, Saphira, that you are looking to find?
I think it all depends on the area that we're currently in.
Actually, it doesn't, because it's a
Okay.
labyrinth and a maze. The rooms move, the halls change. This is like some weird, twisted Harry Potter building.
Right then, well, the most important piece for my character then is a monk belt,
Hmm.
a magical item.
Okay. Let's check out and see what it's going to take for you to find one of those monk belts. Okay. Looking for a monk belt. Roll your d20. That's all you roll is a d20.
At a 4.
Awesome. Remember, low is good.
Oh, sorry, I'm so used to it being low is not good.
Right, no, and that's understandable. Alrighty then. So you begin wandering around, looking for that belt of monkiness. Let's do some quick math here. Oh, man. Oh, man. Whew, that's pretty high. Let's see. So that number minus this number, and it's per every 10,000 gold piece in value, and spells, number of magic items already found. You are having a difficult time even coming across one cloth or leather-like belt that looks like it would be appropriate. Never mind, you found something.
Ooh.
Hanging up along one length of wall is a belt made mostly of scales that is blue and yellow striped. You finally found something that looks like a belt that should do you some good.
Hey. We'll go ahead and take it down.
Great.
Take a look at it.
Uh-huh. It's a belt. It's made of scales. They're actual scales. They're not like metal or anything. You could probably... It's got like a loopy bit made of iron, so you can easily put it around you. It should fit nicely onto your waist.
Feel like I need to, like... do a detect magic roll for some reason.
Awesome. You can cast Detect Magic.
No, I can't. Sorry,
Oh.
wrong words.
All right, so you stare at it and contemplate the possibilities of you casting Detect Magic, realizing that your years of training are all about meditation and kicking ass.
Yep.
Do you want me to look at it for you?
Oh, that's right. The little ones with me.
Yes, right now his eyes are projecting light out of them.
I will look at him for a moment.
I'm perfectly fine. I think that manacle bit down on me a bit hard. But, yeah, no, perfectly.
Her eyes, they're projecting light. They're fine.
All the better to see people with.
All right.
All
My
right,
answer
so
quite
this belt,
yes.
this belt,
She'll
and
go
I
ahead and hold. I'll
kind
go
of-
ahead and hold the belt out to him so that he can take a look.
Thank you. I had a hard time seeing it up high on that shelf. Okay, let's see this belt, and I will roll a spell. Do I gain a bonus from Detect Magic being up?
Yes.
Yes, I think I know exactly what this belt is.
In fact, you're evidently, as you're staring at the belt, you know what this badger might be interested in, right? You can kind of make assumptions. So this belt is right up the badger's line. This belt is a belt of armoring. It will cover you in scale armor of the dragon itself, increasing your durability and making you able to take punches. That's what she was talking about, doing damage and, not hurting people. This will definitely help her not hurt people. Mechanically speaking, it gives you a +4 to your AC through natural armor.
Out of chat, would that conflict with her pre-existing natural armor?
Of course.
I squint at the belt and say, this belt would be perfect for you, but, you already have pretty thick skin.
What do you mean? I was looking for that of a monk's belt.
No, this belt covers you in dragon scale to make you harder to hit, or rather absorb more hit.
No, that is definitely not what I'm looking for. And I'll go ahead and hang the belt back up.
Upon the badger warrior hanging the belt back up, you notice on a bit of string stretching across the other side of the room, a tattered piece of cloth draped. It looks thin, frail, but blows majestically in a wind that doesn't seem to exist. Upon staring at it, Evan, your character hears the sound of wee wee woo. Oh, I apologize. And because of your amazing dice roll, you also realize that is actually a belt of the monk.
Um, Miss,
Yes?
if you give me this belt, I think it can also point me to the belt of the one that you're looking for.
Right? I'll pick the belt back up and hand it to him.
Wonderful. I strap it onto my around my waist and pretend that it propels me towards the belt of the monk.
All right, you now have in your possession a tiny piece of cheesecloth-like material that looks like it would fall apart at any moment. Also, I want to point out that your propulsion is aided by the fact the belt does not resize after you put it on, so there is a bit of drag behind you, maybe between your legs. The belt itself is a total of 7 feet in length because it's meant for a big individual. So I'm assuming maybe 1.5 feet wraps around your midsection. The other 5 foot drags behind you.
Dragons have tails, right?
You got it.
I will I will hold back small chuckles as shows me the way to the belt that I'm looking for.
Your eyes gaze upon him pulling off this tattered piece of cloth off the line as he's holding it and trying to adjust himself with his newfound tail. He waves it around for a moment or two, and it seems to blow majestically in a wind that does not seem to exist. Upon laying eyes upon it, you hear a sound. Wee wee woo.
That is definitely the belt of a monk, and I will get from his hand.
Excellent.
You still have more to find.
Me, yeah, I have a small list.
Let's continue, shall we?
Alright. And as I look about the room and think about what we've already found, being gloves, manacles, and belts, my mind immediately goes to a collar, specifically the continuous collar of umbral metamorphosis.
Hey, baby.
How do we decide what strength of magic items to find?
Okay, 1 second. 1 second.
It's really cool.
What do you mean? Like,
Because there's like the strength of armor can go to like +8 or something.
yeah.
How do I don't understand.
So you're purchasing your items right now with your 13,000 gold pieces is what you should be doing.
Oh, I already bought stuff.
Okay, now you're hunting items?
Yeah.
Now you randomly roll.
Right, I understand that's what I'm...
Oh, you're asking how the mechanisms work?
Yes.
So it's based upon the caster level. That's massive negative right there. So it goes from a 21 to an 11.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has one spell to it, no big deal. 3,000 gold, no big deal. So you need to get an 11 or less to find a beta force.
Okay.
A monk spout, caster level 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's an 11. It has two spells to it, so it goes to a 10. 13,000 gold, so it goes from a 10 to a 9,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. And Tavi rolled a 4, so I
Okay.
decided to have some fun with it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
If you're looking for, if the thing, weapons and armor, weapons do not resize. You have to buy, weapons and armor do not resize. Rings and other things do resize. So if it's like a weapon, that's minus because you have to look for a particular size of weapon.
Right. Got it.
Okay. I was being quizzed on my modus operandi of finding magic items. So I was just giving her assistance so she can easily guide herself as she moves forward to picking stuff out. So for both your characters, I'm adding an additional magic item to your list.
Mm-hmm.
So Safara now has 2, and Varian Lin has 8.
Alright, and with a roll of 16, I'm assuming that I do not find said collar.
What was the name of the collar again?
Umbral Metamorphosis. I can't seem to remember what sourcebook I found it in. Ah, Tome of Magic.
Okay. I'm trying to find it myself. Give me 1 second. Do that button. Do that button. Is this the right? I always get confused. They look the same sometimes. This is
Tome
definitely
of Magic.
Pathfinder. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong gaming system.
Tome of Magic, page 156. Price is... These items have a market price of 22,000, but the listed price is only 10,800.
Okay, what's the caster level?
11.
What are the spells enlisted?
Shadow Investiture.
Okay. Give me 1 second to see if I can find a copy of the Tome of Magic, because I don't have it.
I'll send you mine if you want.
I found the Wikipedia for it. That's great. I don't need a Wikipedia. There we go. Bam. Evan's got all the books. He really does. All right. What was the caster level again?
11.
Amount of gold piece cost?
Either 22,000 or 10,800.
And what was the item's name? Collar.
Collar of Umbral Metamorphosis.
On what page? Man, so many questions.
156.
It's all the way at the back of the book. Not really. It's pretty far in, though. But 155. Here we go. Collar of Umbral Metamorphosis. Bam. Bam.
Ah, so I was looking at the continuous one, which is 22,000.
Okay. The non-continuous one is the 10,800.
Yes.
Through this moment in the next hour worth of wandering, unfortunately, a 16 is not enough to find it.
Well, this is a bust. Let's go and find the guy.
All right.
What guy are you guys going to look for?
The job we accepted.
All right, Safara, you're done with hunting items?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's really all I needed. Shouldn't we wait for the others, though?
Are they, within 100 feet?
Not that you can see.
With my mindsight feat?
Currently in the room that you're in, your mind sight feat seems to only allow you to see to the edges of the room. Once you step back out in the hallway, it feels as if all of a sudden you can sense in more directions, and the hallway seems to have length and depth, even though you could see into it. It's as if that room itself was not even attached to the hall.
Look at the badger. Let's go out into the hall and see if they're...
Right? Usually before a mission, we would meet up in the lobby.
Alright, let's go to the lobby.
All right. Let's check in on the other ones to see if they've finished up their grocery shopping list. All right, Katinka, tell me what's going on.
Looking for bracers of armor.
You failed.
What? That's so rude.
I know, right?
I want the best one. The bestest one.
Amulets of armor. Moving forward, though, radio has a good point, and I should definitely say that. So, as far as magic items go, right now I have access to my DMG. We're going to try to focus our magic item collection from either something that can be easily quickly pulled from the magic items in the DMG, or something that can be created off the use of the information using the create magic items. The collar, now that I have the Tome of Magic in front of me, future reference, if you're like, hey, I like this magic item, make sure to put the book in my hands beforehand and make this go much faster. And that way we don't slow it down for everybody.
Wonderful. I will send you the magic item compendium. It just is a much more complete magical item.
Okay. Do. All right.
Do I think I'm gonna find all of these things? No.
No. But that's the point of it. You're just gonna like throw dice at it and see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Katinka. Where are we at with Katinka?
Okay. So, just to save on time, I will tell you the things that I am looking for. Bracers of armor. I would
Check.
like
Go ahead,
+8. I would like +8s, but I could, yeah. Okay. Rolling. 6.
You find braces of armor +8.
Yes. Okay.
With a 6? Heck yeah, you do. Did you not like the
Yeah.
dice roller?
No. I mean, it was fine, but I think my dice were calling to me.
Of
It's
course.
like, why don't you love us anymore?
Man, I
Okay.
haven't picked out dice for Sarcosa yet.
You haven't? There's some dice up there that have never seen any love. What's next?
Let's see.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Belt.
Hang on.
I'm sorry.
A belt of
You
physical
get a what,
might?
6 on your dice roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You're good. 6 is what you needed, by the way.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Okay. Belt of, is it physical might in 3.5?
What? Belt of physical might?
Yeah.
Not that I know of. Belt of giant strength exists. I mean, you do have ranks in knowledge arcana, right?
I did. No.
Do you have spellcraft?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Then you know it's called a belt of giant strength.
Okay. Let's go for the big one on that then, too. Because I just think it would be funny to have a strong-ish pixie. And that is a 7.
Nope.
No!
That's correct. Nope.
Not even a
Let me double
smallish
check.
one?
10, 3, 1. Nope. You needed a
No.
6 this time.
Dang it.
I told you that I've stricken up the rules a little bit.
I know. This is terrible. Okay. Let's just try. How about a ring of TK?
Sure, a ring of telekinesis.
Yeah.
Going all out.
Just because it's fun. Oh no.
Okay.
11.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. That's like almost 10 above I think what you need. Let me check
What?
the ring. Bags, wands, torture devices. Come on, where's the rings? TK. And how many you have? And what race were you again? Okay, that all plays into it. And that's
Race
number.
plays into it?
Yes. And your class is a non-spellcaster?
Yes.
Wow, yeah, you got a what?
11.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it's only 9 over what you needed.
Wow, you got lucky.
Oof.
Okay, so at this point in time, you somehow got yourself into possession of a ring that's turned your skin to an iridescent, shimmering blue. Unfortunately, in the attempts to pull it off, have failed. So one of your ring slots are taken up.
What's happening? Get this off of me!
But you look
Help.
so nice.
Help.
You emanate a 1-inch aura of light that dimly extends out 1 entire foot away from your body.
Help.
You're so...
Get it off.
You're just glowing. Oh, you look so great.
Get it off me!
I'm gonna put on my magic eyes now.
Your magic eyes? What does that mean? Detect magic?
Yeah.
Awesome. There's bonuses involved in doing that.
So I take out my little eyedropper and I just put some nice drops into my eyes and then they start glowing.
Clear eyes.
Clear eyes for when you want to find all of the magic devices.
Excellent.
Yes. So now I I have a nice. Now my eyes are glowing. We
Okay.
could be twins. Anyway.
Triplets?
His eyes glow too.
But we haven't seen his glowing eyes yet, so mayhaps we will be
All
triplets.
right. So you've got a total of how many rolls, Sarah? 3 of them? Yes, you've rolled 3 times.
Yes.
All right. So Cassie, you've got 3 rolls.
Okay. Well,
What is our first one up?
since she already went to the bracers of armor section, I thought that we were like kind of working in.
Yeah, let's
in
do that one
tandem.
first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Woo! What braces of armor were you looking for?
Well, I wanted to get the +8 ones.
I'm pretty sure that covers it. You rolled a 3.
I think that's the highest they go.
Yeah, I think
It
that's
is.
what it is. You have no other magic items listed on your character sheet. Have you collected any magic items that I need to know of?
The only items I have right now is my necklace of fireball
Doesn't
and
count.
my wand of eagle splendor.
Does not count.
Because I gotta look fabulous.
Okay, so you have no items that are going to count against this.
I thought about doing a wand of cure light wounds, but I haven't actually decided between those two yet. I think I might do something. I don't know.
Hey, don't worry about that.
It's gonna be a wand. It's just gonna be a wand.
I have potions.
6, 13, 1. So it would have been 14. You needed to get a 6 or less. You got a 3. You have braces of armor of an 8.
Awesome. The next thing I would like to find is the cloak of charisma.
I'm assuming that's on one of these.
It's right there. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It's yeah.
I'll find
Keep
it.
going. There it is.
There we go. Oh, this should be a rather easy one.
I hope so.
What bonus are you looking for?
The highest I can.
The highest you can
find.
get. 12. Okay. Yes!
Did I do it?
You did. You did
Yes!
get a +6 cloak of charisma.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm so fancy. That
All
is the
right.
cloak I'm wearing right now. I traded it out. It's way better than my old drab piece of crap blue sparkly cloak.
Yes. This looks like it is designed
This
to
is
be worn
way more
everywhere.
bougie.
It's more what?
It's way more bougie.
Bougie.
You know?
Bougie.
Okay. This is your third roll. So far, Sarah, have you rolled 3 times and gotten 1 item?
What was
One.
else was she looking
Yeah.
for? A belt?
And she
Yeah.
rolled, and then you rolled 3 times and you've rolled 2 times, you got 3 items.
Yeah,
so this is
I will do then I'll look for my belt.
your belt.
Belt of dwarven kind.
Belt of dwarven kind.
What does that do?
It
makes her a dwarf.
No, it doesn't. That's stupid. Why would I want to look like a dwarf? It just makes me very charismatic because dwarves are charismatic and it's like a nice little constitution bonus.
It is.
Ooh.
+4 to competency on charisma checks and charisma-based skill checks that are related to dealing with dwarves. +2 competency bonus on the similar checks when dealing with gnomes and halflings. -2 when dealing with anyone else. Where it can understand, speak, read, write dwarven, even if not a dwarf. Has 60-foot dark vision, stone cunning. A +2 to constitution. +2 resistance bonus to poison spells and spells like effect. That is awesome. All right, go ahead. Let's see if you can find the cloak of dwarven kind.
Belt.
Belt of dwarven kind.
Double cloaks.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness! You rolled a 20.
I did. Oh no.
All right. Now,
I stumbled in somewhere.
as you guys are maneuvering around, you step into one room. She's having issue with the blue. You've tried to help her with this ring. You can't get it off. You've decided you're going to look for something else. You open the door, but the door doesn't open right off the bat. It takes a moment of jiggling. You can tell that the magical portal on the other side is shifting to another part, so you guys get trapped in that room. Now, the next dice roll is paramount to determining what happens next.
Oh my
I
god.
want to warn you, if you roll another 20, it will go bad for
Okay.
both of you.
Okay.
Don't you dare roll another 20.
She got a 4.
Okay. Oh god.
All right. The door opens up to a wasteland.
This place is gross!
Desert cacti, blowing sand, scorching heat.
What did you do?
I mean, we could get a really nice tan.
Do you see me? I'm gonna burn. I'm like vellum.
She's also a little bit puffier than she should be. All right. So, a quick spot check from the two of you.
Oh my god.
Get my character sheet up.
Spot. Bat.
I don't have
26.
spot. I know I don't have spot, but still.
You have a 1 in it.
Cool. 10.
All right, so we got a 26 and a 10. You have no idea of this existence, but you are definitely paying attention to your small friend who seems to have still glowing. The brightness has increased. Her swellingness has definitely increased. It's not like she's gotten large. It's kind of like she's getting fat.
Am I turning into a blueberry?
You notice across the desert, across that blistering hot sand, there's another door, a magic shop door. It's probably about 60 yards across that searing hot wasteland. But you can see it.
There's another door over there.
Are you sure we shouldn't just close this one and hope for the best?
I mean, I guess we can try that first.
All right. Are you thinking that closing the door is a good idea? If you are, you should probably have a D4 in your hand. You're about to need it.
Oh my god.
Sure.
You shut the door, and it remains locked shut for 2 hours before it opens back up into the labyrinth of halls.
Excellent. We've
And
returned.
in that 2 hours.
In that 2 hours.
I might have to help her.
Yeah, how are you going to get this cursed ring off of her finger?
Well, with some universal solvent and we're hoping from my retriever's kit.
Awesome. All right, it's a strength test at this point in time.
Oh, okay. Hey, can I borrow that belt? Wait, did she find the belt?
No, she didn't.
Okay,
find the
never
belt.
mind.
Find anything? I can't get it off.
At this time, you have to talk like you have stuff in your mouth.
16.
All right. With the universal solvent and what happens to the beard when the belt is taken off? Sometimes it can linger for a few hours or days.
There's nothing that happens on the belt. It doesn't turn you into a dwarf. Or else I would not pick it, obviously.
Because dwarves are gross.
Dwarfs are ugly little vile creatures.
Wow.
So, at first, it takes a lot of... You get the universal solvent on there, and you begin pulling, and there's a lot of motion. But at some point... Go ahead.
So at some point, I'll realize, I know. And so I go to my old cloak, because who cares, and I, rip a big, thread piece out of it, and then I start wrapping it around her finger really, 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 really tight. And then I pull the thread through the one end, and then I just start pulling it through, so that slowly but surely the ring comes out as I pull the string through it.
Awesome. You do the old walking it off the finger trick with the string. Yeah, it's a really good one. That probably takes about at least half an hour, by which point in time you find it, Katinka, you find it difficult to move your arms too much up and down and forward and back as your body has swollen up. Yeah, it's like you're blueberryifying.
No,
as you
I
pull the
hate
ring off the
blueberries.
finger, it is a ring of blueberry.
It's a Veruca ring.
I throw up blueberry juice.
And you sweat blue-colored juice as well.
This is disgusting. I'm glad I wear black clothes.
You might want to get those cleaned, though. It's going to stain.
Don't you know prestidigitation?
What's
Clean
that?
me! I've been reading some of those big old books in the library.
prestidigitation is wizard's work.
All right. Sarah, do you have a d6 with you?
Yes.
All right, you're going to roll a d6 and add 1.
5 total.
Great. That's a good number. All right. What do you two want to do at this point in time?
Well, maybe we should look for some rings.
We suppose so. Put this one back and get the good ones, I suppose.
And then maybe again we can look for those belts. Obviously, we were in the incorrect area.
Yeah. Perhaps some rings of protection?
Yes. So, we will do a hunt.
Okay, so you're now up to
Yeah.
3 items.
I am?
Didn't you just...
I rolled a 20.
Oh, yes, that's right. You didn't find it. Okay. Almost got lost.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
anytime you roll a 20, something bad will happen. The first 1 through 5 is you lose a period of time. It could be a few hours, it could be a few days, it could be a few weeks. The next is if you roll a 6 to a 10, something bad will happen to you. A temporary or permanent alteration to yourself. 11 to 15, you might lose something of yourself. Or have something permanently changed that is not going to be easily whisked away. Once it gets to 16 to 18, bad things really happen. And that's like a whole side adventure. 19 and 20, you've become lost in the magic shop, and it is a side adventure and terrible things. Do not roll a 20 and a 20.
No.
Double 20.
What does it mean? It means you're fucked.
It means roll a new character.
Right?
All right, so let's go looking.
Yeah, for rings of protection.
Rings of protection.
Ring-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding.
And I do have the thing up here for ring of protection. I think it's the third one. Yep.
Excellent. What plus are you going for?
As high as I can get.
Awesome.
Okay.
And see, the highest is a 5.
It is.
Excellent. All right, roll again. Sarah, roll, because right now we found 1 ring of protection plus 5. Now, by the way, this is not falling through my rules, so this means that it only gives a bonus plus 5 to AC.
Oh.
It does not give a bonus to save.
That makes me sad.
I'm sorry.
Why are we following
Aww.
Because that's what I'm going to do.
Why?
Because
But why
the
can't-
plus 5 is not with these modifiers.
Oh.
It's not going to cost this much.
You're
It's going
right.
to cost a lot more.
I forgot.
An
It's
8
true.
wouldn't succeed.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, what did you get?
I rolled a 3.
You also got a plus 5 ring of protection.
Yeah.
Yeah!
We're so excited now until we actually need to roll high, and then it's like, oh, we keep rolling low.
Isn't that great? Right now you're
Right?
rolling low.
Yeah.
It's a good dice.
Yeah, so far. I mean, it did roll a 22, so I know it's capable of it.
Yes. All right. You guys who have made your way to the front, you've been waiting for at least an hour plus. And then another hour starts to roll in as you're waiting. You can smell food coming from the kitchen. That is directed towards Sephira and to Verlin. I need to change you guys' numbers.
I just did.
Okay, thank you. Are they both AFK? I think they're both
Badger
AFK.
and Gnome, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Now I see that the badger has gone AFK. Wonderful.
I'll just be spending the 2 hours in the lobby studying this cheesecloth belt.
Yes, belt of monk belt. It's basically the stats of the monk belt, except the description is different because I like the idea of the old piece of tattered cloth It's from the TV the TV movie or the internet movie Kung Fury.
Which one?
Remember
the
Kung
clock.
Ah,
Fury? He
Oh,
puts on
yeah.
the bandage, the
Yeah.
leftover of his best friend.
Yeah,
Yep.
I remember.
my apologies. My own belt. I thought my belt was the cheesecloth, but
No, your belt is the dragon scale one.
Yeah.
wonderful. So I'll be studying that then.
Yeah. Safari, you're back. 2 hours have
Apologies.
passed. You're still out
Hi.
front, and the other two have yet to show up. You already have the
Why?
scroll. You could leave without them. Or you could go looking for them.
Hmm. Those two are much more seasoned than me. They shouldn't be able to get lost in here.
Never.
Speaking of getting lost, and then Vari and Lin will just start wandering through the sections of the magic shop that he knows, i.e., the kitchen, the reliquary, etc.
Okay. In the kitchen,
Weird.
you will find a minotaur playing with the heated shield. Which, by the way, for those of you who are a bit more up on your European history, the shield's design is called a heater shield, and it's been enchanted with a spell that heats it up like a oven top. So it's a heater. But he is currently the Minotaur is has the shield extended from the wall. Sitting on it, there are chunks of potato covered with herbs and butter, and he seems to be frying the potatoes.
Is the shield curved downwards at all, or upward?
The shield is attached by a long beam and a joint to the wall, and so that it lays out and becomes semi-flat. It has been beaten and flattened, and so there's definite dents into it, and so it doesn't actually have a curve to it anymore.
Okay, because the last thing I'd want to do is either step in or have melted butter drop on.
Agreed. That would be kind of painful, hot butter on your skin.
Exactly. I will hop up on the table and just watch the Minotaur fry up his potato.
He'll smile at you and offer you some of the spiced potatoes.
Oh, absolutely, I never turn down a free meal.
Excellent. He'll tell you his name is Hank. His brother Frank
Hi.
is around here somewhere.
Hi, Hank. What does Frank do? I know you're a...
You're a what?
All right.
What did you say? The last part cut out.
My apologies. I said, hi, Hank. What does your brother Frank do?
He's a retriever.
Are you also a retriever, or just a cook?
I'm a retriever. And I like to cook.
And I'm a retriever that likes to eat. Maybe you and I could go retrieving one.
Yeah. You got a scroll?
I actually do. Yeah. And I show him the scroll.
He will wipe his hands onto his apron, take the scroll, look at it. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Stops for a second. I'm gonna have to say no. Adrithian is not very Minotaur friendly.
What can you tell me about it then?
I could tell you a lot, but Lore the librarian could tell you even more about Adrithian. Let me see that. He opens it up, begins scanning over the notes. Yeah, that's a very dwarven controlled territory. They don't like minotaurs there, as far as I remember. I have a tendency to avoid any dwarven controlled places. I would, if you want to know more, just go down to the library and ask Lore to see some books on the realm.
The library, absolutely, yes. I definitely know where that is, but would you mind showing?
Definitely know where that is.
Yeah, give me a second, and he will rake his potatoes onto a slot block and set them onto the table. Wipes his hands, pulls off his apron, throws it down onto a hook, puts it onto a hook on the wall, and says, "Yeah, come with me." Which at this point in time, by the way, he is a tall minotaur, bull horns, and he's not wearing anything, but he's covered in fur from top to bottom. So I mean, he's not indecent, but he's definitely. I mean, this isn't a no shirt, no pants kind of scenario. So
Can I ride on your shoulder?
he looks down at you. No, I'll kill you.
I have a random question.
What about on your back?
No, that's rude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's understandable. Small people like to ride. It's very. I get it. I was at a friend's party and the children thought I was a pinata. It was pretty disgusting. I got hit by a couple of sticks. Everybody laughed except for me. Humans. God, so ignorant. Come on. So he'll lead you down a couple of twisting hallways and down a flight of stairs that you have yet to see until this moment. They're elegant looking stairs that enter into another section of halls. And right across this flight of stairs, kind of catty corner, is a set of double doors with iron knockers on them and gargoyle faces. He walks up, grabs a hold of the knockers, and just begins pulling the doors open. This hallway is dark, the stone is dark, there's not much light casting down here. But when the doors open, it sends out a cascade of brilliant light. A large, vaulted ceiling room dominates the entire viewpoint. Bookshelves stretch beyond the length of your eye. To each side, alcoves the same height of the room, filled with books. There are multiple floors and staircases to get to the different levels. Stained oaken desks and chairs and tables. Globes. So many globes. There doesn't seem to be anyone in attendance. The floors are made of marble that is black and white tiles, large chunks too, at least 3 times your size. The Minotaur might see them as average size to him, but to you they're pretty big. The walls themselves seem to be hewn stone that has been painted white. On the far side of where you're at, there's this large area of open space that is filled with all these tables and desks. There's an open area, like a pathway to walk toward all the shelves. And you will see that there is a large metal man. He's probably about the Minotaur's height, maybe a bit larger. And he is down on his hands and knees with a bit of cloth. And it looks like he's scrubbing or polishing the marble floor. The Minotaur opens the door, opens them wide, looks, says, "Here's the library. Good luck."
Thank you.
He'll step out of the way, and you see that he leaves and walks off, and as I assume you enter,
I do.
the doors begin to shut the moment he lets them go.
Just for out of character, for my own personal records, what was the Mark's name and where what dwarven kingdom is?
Un momento. What question was?
Oh, I figured it out.
Okay, good.
Oh. I wasn't sure if I had to wear the necklace of fireball in order to use it, but it says the wearer, so I'm assuming
That would be
it means
correct.
that I have to wear it.
All right. The realm's name is Adrithin. Adrithin.
All right.
What else did you want to know?
The Mark's name, the person we are retrieving the item from.
Der Ezalin Bruchin.
Hey, if you have a bottle of air, you could stick somebody into a bag of holding and they would still live.
That's correct.
Just saying.
Perfect. Thank you. Not at all perturbed by the giant door shutting behind him. He gleefully skips forward and hops up to the Minotaur scrubbing the floor.
It's not a minotaur,
Uh,
it's a large suit of armor. Almost like an iron golem.
my apologies. Skips up to the uh, what could possibly be an iron golem and says, are you the librarian?
It stops its laborious task of cleaning or scrubbing whatever this spot or stain is. Its eyes gaze upon you. You can feel a heavy presence inside that suit of armor, and then it shakes its head no, slowly. And with a metalled hand, it points deep into the catacomb of books.
Okay, thank you. And Varian skips forward.
Has your character ever been in a grandioso library as this? At least 3 floors high. Shelves to both the left and right, alcoves filled with books.
Floor to ceiling.
Not a library, but he has been in stores of this size.
It takes you maybe a minute or two before you come across an elderly looking human. Plain, simple robes. At best, you could describe him as just the average elder human. White whiskery hair, mustache and beard, no balding on the top for the most part. Dressed rather simply. He'll see you as you come up and greet you. Greetings, Retriever. I know not your name. I am Lore, master of the libraries of the magic shop. How can I help you?
Yeah, I just got this new scroll, and it tells me I'm going to,
Adrathin.
Adrathin. Yes, Adrathin. Of course. How can I mistake it? I've been there a couple of times already, but I just want to know: has anything changed over the past couple of years? How many dwarves are there? How do they like gnomes now? You know, that basic kind of stuff.
He will smile and put his tome down onto his bookshelf, the small stand next to him, and says, "Let's go to the section that has their information and see what we can find out." So he will walk. Do you walk with him, behind him?
Uh, at his side, slightly behind.
As you walk, he begins to regale you on Adrathin. Many years ago, Adrathin had several wars. With most of the realms, there are wars, but this one is a bit different. If I remember correctly, there was a nobleman who, through some act of maybe his determination to be powerful or his goals aloof and beyond what others could tell, enacted several ritualistic rites and began building an army using magic, ascending a set of wooden stairs. After he was defeated, his castle was left into ruins, and it attracted many terrible creatures. For that, there are many who speak in Adrathan about magic that summons as being the most vile. While in some realms, or most of them that I have seen, necromancy is the one that people turn quickly a blind eye to. In Adrathan, it is the magic in which is used to conjure things from thin air. A conjurer would do well with keeping such knowledge or powers secret. And they do not fare, and he stops and he will turn to look at you. At this point, you haven't even got anywhere, but he's now stopped in his track. Someone who has the control over illusionary magic would also be wary. And then he continues to walk. Here we are, the book on Adrathan. And he begins climbing a ladder and he pulls it down and he sets it down. I've seen outside the front door, so I can tell you I know where we're at. Let me find that information in my book here. The big dusty tome flips open and begins brushing through pages. Ah, yes. I do believe the city outside is called Ladome, and it is held in the principality of Hythalin. Hythalin is ruled by dwarves. Gnomes, of course, as you asked, do exist in this realm, though they are not in great abundance, nor are they in any position of power. Most of the dwarves rule from underground. The races of man, elf, and halfling are subject to their control. The gnomes have at least some political sway in some places, but not all. Let me see this scroll, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Ah, the helm of Izzet and the shield of Unikit. Very interesting magic items. One's crafted from an amazing crystal, and the other one the remains of a dragon turned into a magical item. You can see that there's something like a mental note that he's making in his mind. You should be fine. Avoid using any conjuration magic, illusionary magic, and he slams his book shut, making things appear out of midair, and you won't lose a hand or a head. I wouldn't even suggest pretending as if the old trick, what was it again? He reaches behind you and pulls a quarter from behind your ear. A silver piece. That would even get you thrown into the stocks, I do believe. And he'll put the coin into his pouch.
Ha! Thrown into the stocks? That sounds like a fun time.
He will raise an eyebrow. There is one other thing that is important that does not or has not been asked of you. It's about the world itself. Most realms are always queer in some way, that they provide some difference to what we might be used to. You'll find your magic is weaker there. I assume by your by your gnomish ancestry, you have some innate magical abilities.
Of course, I haven't met a single gnome that isn't.
You haven't been around very long. There is a weakness in their magic. You'll find that your spells and your abilities will wane after a period of time of being there. Be careful and hold them in reserve as long as you can, for they'll be potent the first time, but pre-preparing or focusing one's energies the second time around will show a bit of weakness. The magic will work, but just not as you are expecting. He'll take the book and climb back up on the shelf, put it back in. Have I answered enough of your questions, or do you now have more? probably should have asked that before putting the book up.
Yes, you said magic might have a unintentional consequence or something along that line.
It's weaker. Their magic is not as strong as our magic.
Does that also affect items?
Yes.
And it's a by use basis. It's not a overtime basis.
I would assume that if you yourself carries a magical rapier and you go to that world, you'll find your blade will become less of what you expect it to be. And you'll have to rely more upon your skill, if you so do have any.
Varianlin gives a coy smile and opens up his arms as if to give his leg a.
The old man does not resist. When you hug him on the leg, he accepts it. He'll pat you on the head. There, little one. Just make sure your insurance is paid and you'll be fine.
Oh, about that. How much does insurance cost the second time around?
I'm not one of the adjusters. I can't quote you on how much they would charge you. And I will be of no help then.
So it's a variable rate.
Yes.
Interesting.
It has something to do with market fluctuations, as I've been told, and the growth and decline of. He's this confusion. He goes, it sounds rather like hogwash to me, but they make sense of it, and the magic shop has yet to cancel the contract with the Underwriters Society, so who am I to question? I'm just an old man who tends books. Off with you if you have no more questions. I have work to do. These books do not organize themselves.
What kind of books?
He raises an eyebrow. As many books as I can find, I travel the multiverse collecting old books of lore and bring them here, or at least a copy of them, so as the magic shop will always have a source of knowledge. You see, my world disappeared. It vanished from underneath me. If it wasn't for the magic shop finding me and the retrievers bringing me back, I might not be here. They found me in the library. This library. This was the last place in my world to exist before it finished disintegrating. And the magic shop picked it up and kept it. And they've kept me. I'm able to freely go as I want. But this is the last of my world. And so I collect and I add to it, so that my world is not more than just the depth of a few pages, but millions of pages, with millions of stories, and all the lives are written here. And he makes a gesture to all the massive books everywhere.
So, to be clear, the books are specifically on lore and culture.
Yes. Are you looking for a spell book?
I might be.
I do not keep spell books here. And if you're looking for trouble and a spell book, my suggestion is the Reliquary Master will have plenty of spell books that will get little gnomes like you in trouble.
Oh, what can you tell me about the Reliquary Master? He seems like a really fun guy, but why is his face all disfigured? I thought every single time you were brought back whole, and you lose different body.
He still has his original life insurance plan.
So what happened to his face?
Um,
His life insurance plan is his phylactery.
At some point, your life insurance plan, as you begin aging on, if you actually haven't died of unnatural causes, upon your natural death, your life insurance immediately swaps over to an unlife insurance. And that's what happened to him. He decided not to retire when the time came. Unlike myself, I will at some point retire. He chose to continue working for whatever reason. And the magic shop will most gladly keep you around for as long as you want to be here. Through life and through death.
Interesting. So, how would one get past the Reliquary Master?
I will answer no more questions, Gnome. I'm tired and I want to go back to sorting my books, and then it's time for me to have a bit of tea. Maybe another day I will gladly answer your questions, but now is not that day. You little
Wonderful.
are so tiring. Now find your way out before I call upon the janitor to have you removed.
I suppress any more questions about, say, say the janitor or the Reliquary Master, and somewhat uncharacteristically take the hint and smile, give a nod, turn around, and skip out the way I came.
Excellent. All right. Um, we divulged a lot of time for that because it's my goal every game session to delve into a piece and part of the magic shop. The opportunity to introduce Hank led quickly to introducing lore, which is one of them. In my opinion, I like lore a lot. I like doing his voice. It's very easy. I could talk like this for hours on end. Stay a while and listen. That is where that voice comes from.
Are you sure that's not your natural voice?
Yeah, this is my character voice. I'm playing Max, and this is my normal voice. When I actually get old, this is the voice I'm going to have. That's the voice I'm going to have.
Nice.
I'm just going to talk like this, and then when people are like not paying attention, I'll talk in my normal voice to fuck with them.
Yeah.
All right.
Here, whippersnapper.
Yeah. Come over here, whippersnapper. I'm going to give you a thing or two to think about. Oh man, I think my depends are full. I need your help. No, don't run from me. Come back.
Could have just a full episode of Lore telling a story.
Story time with lore.
Yes!
I'm pretty sure we could definitely do something like that because it would be just him talking about one of the different worlds.
Him just rambling on.
Yeah.
So,
That would be cool.
let's see. Did you guys have more items you need to find?
Yes.
All right. Are we going to do this now?
Yes.
Let's fly through these dice rolls so we can get to actually start of the venture.
Okay.
All right. So,
There's actually one piece that I need to find that I forgot. I'm sorry.
well, we're going to do hers because you guys have yours listed. And
Yeah.
You got what's up?
It's just a hat of disguise.
Okay.
As she was standing there waiting for them, she realized,
Oh, damn, I did this.
and not everybody in every world knows what a walking, talking badger is like,
That's
and
right.
won't scream in fear.
What? You mean they don't have talking badgers everywhere?
Yes.
That sounds crazy.
Why do you think the little ones like to come hug me?
I don't. I'm little.
Okay.
Because I like hugs?
All right. You realize you need to go find a hat of disguise. Do it. Roll.
Roll.
All right, you found it.
Rolled a
Just don't roll a
14.
20. Hat of disguises are everywhere. It's a staple part. In fact, it probably should be in the Retriever's kit, but it's not. Yeah, you've got a hat of disguise. And we will say... Let's see.
That wasn't hard.
No, it's not. This hat of disguise is a yarmulke.
A what?
A yarmulke.
You
It's
have a
a-
machine in front of you that can answer all questions. You don't need me to describe this. Punch it into the Google of Googles and come up with answers. All right, ladies, let's do some dice rolling. Where are
Okay.
we at? Who's first? Katinka?
What second?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay.
Katinka.
I guess, but like, really, the last thing I need would be the belt of giant strength.
Excellent. We're going to have that one again.
Yeah.
All right. Second time around, another modifier has been added to it.
Oh my god, I hate this. 3.
No.
What?
Oh man.
The
A
modifiers-
3.
Yeah, okay, so 10 for the caster level, 30k for the plus 6, that's 13. You get a plus 1 from the number of items you have, that's 14. You get another 1 because it's your second triad, that's 15. Oh, I'm sorry, you actually do find him because there's another plus 1 for being tiny, so that's a 16. You needed a 4 or less.
So I got it?
You got it.
Yes!
You did
I'm so
get
strong!
a belt of giant
I'm
strength
so
plus 6.
I'm
I'm so strong! I have an 11 strength now!
That bag of holding's a melee weapon.
All right. So
It'll be called the Purse of Destruction.
Yep.
in the order.
Couldn't you just swing yourself around with the bag open and try to envelop anyone?
No, that's not how it works. It's not how any of this works.
They only have 10 minutes of breathable oxygen.
Unless you have your bottle of air with you, then you're fine.
All right, so what are we doing? Bring a
we
protect.
We already got that one.
Check. So amulet of natural armor.
I'm actually like I don't have them in like an order, but let's go for the let's do, so I want this one, the belt, maybe some boots for funsies, but I don't really need those. That's just like a wand. It's not like
Oh man, that looks like a terribly powerful magic item right there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try let's try the belt first. Do I care about
Belt
the
of
belt
dwarven
though, really?
kind. Check.
I mean-
okay.
I mean, I can speak Dwarven. I'm good at it.
2, 13, 14. Number of items. Your spellcaster, you have detect magic up. Okay, got it. Natural 20.
It does not want me to have it. Okay.
All right. 1 through 5, you get lost for a number of hours, days, and stuff like 3. All right, roll your d4. All right. You go looking,
Can't
twisting,
find it.
turning. No, yeah, you're having issues. Finally, you get into a room, the door shuts, you're like, motherfucker.
Is it a room with robes in it though? Because then I can
Yeah,
look
yeah,
for my
totally.
other
We'll
one.
totally do that one. Rooms with robes in it. So you
I'm gonna
turn.
go try on all of the robes. No.
Okay. Make a new character.
No!
But,
All right. What robe are we looking for? The
The-
Archmagi
I
or
mean,
the Scintillating?
I would love the art magic. However, I think the robe of scintillating colors would be more in line with my character.
Okay. Let me
So-
find it real quick.
Like, if I roll a 1, maybe it's the robe of the Archmagi with the scintillating color pattern.
Ain't happening.
Not with like the abilities, just the pattern. Of it.
Okay, right. You just want it to look cool.
Yes, obviously.
Got it.
Okay.
Scintillating color. Roll.
Okay.
11, 12, 13. You didn't pick up another one. You've got detect magic. So yes, 8 is right on the button.
Yes.
So yeah, you're sorting through and oh, this one's so fabulous.
Yeah, so I'm like
you throw it
going
on, you
through-
turn it over. Blueberry girl is now sweating blueberry juice. She's really hot and panty. She just wants to go. So you pop the door open, and there, once again, desolate wasteland, sand blowing, super heat.
I hate you.
There's a door across the way. You see it this time. Do you want to chance the door that's like 60 yards away through this blistering heat? Or do you want to shut the door and wait?
I don't know. I think my blueberry friend is not doing well.
She's drooling blueberry juice. Got blueberry hiccups.
We probably shouldn't.
You probably shouldn't look for that belt.
No, I'm not gonna look for it again. That's for sure. It does not want me to have it.
2 20s, by the way, on
Yeah,
that
just-
one belt.
Nope, it's not happening. Okay.
I know where the belts of giant strength are. Do you want one of them? Do you know where you want those? I can tell it carry me. I'm so tired.
Okay, I'll carry.
She's
you.
squishy.
I'll try not to squish.
A
No,
gross squishy.
I'm gonna wrap you up in one of the other like mundane robes, so I don't get my pretty robes messed up.
Now remember, there are no mundane robes here, so every robe here is magical.
I'll just do like a robe of like light.
You're gonna look for some. Let's see.
No.
Dinky robe that I don't care about.
A robe of resistance.
Give me one
There you
second.
go.
Now hang on, I'll find you one.
Okay.
Oh God.
You're searching through all these robes. There's a lot of robes.
Yeah, I'm looking for a very weak aura.
All right, roll a d20.
Oh
Robe
my
of
God.
Entanglement.
No.
There's a robe of entanglement.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that one because you're
Okay.
like, oh, I know what that one is. That's fun, but no. All right,
Swaddle me like a baby.
you find it's an unremarkable robe, covered in colorful patches. Lots of patches all over them. It doesn't look comfortable. It actually looks just kind of a gross old robe.
There we
But it is
go.
a robe of useful items.
Perfect.
You rip the patches off and they turn into stuff. And it's or you can go for one step down and give her a robe of bones,
No, I think I will go with the patches.
which summons undead creatures.
Ugh. Ugh.
Mm.
So you wrap her up in what looks like patchwork,
Yes.
a quilt.
There we go. And now I can carry you better.
Squish.
I don't want
squish,
to. I don't want to stain my new
squish,
robes.
squish. Okay,
I'll stain these.
All right.
These boring robes.
you're gonna step out into the blistering heat or shut the door. Last time you got lucky with days. Hours.
Yeah.
This is the second incursion. You know that as you incur farther and farther, the magic builds up. This one's
You know
probably
what?
going to be days.
We'll go for it.
You're going to shut the door?
No.
Oh, you're going for across the heat?
Yes.
All right. Fortitude saves.
I've got her wrapped up.
Sarah, you have a +4 versus endurance saving throws versus heat and exhaustion because you're filled with blueberry juice.
Yay!
I don't pass.
No, that's a pass.
Oh wait, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I
that's a
forgot.
pass.
We're looking at high
Now it's
rolls
high.
now.
Now it's high. She's all like, fuck.
I got an 18. Thank you, +4.
Okay, yeah. So,
Yeah, you got a 20.
okay.
She's got an 18. You guys trek across. The wind is blowing hard. It throws your beautiful robe off to one side as you begin trekking, putting your hand up against your face as you head for the other door. You're getting closer, so you know it's not an illusion. You can definitely see it.
I did leave the other door open just in case.
Okay.
You can bring me out and drink some blueberry juice if you need to.
That is gross. I'm just saying, that's gross. You make it to the other side. You open the door. You feel exhausted, slightly dehydrated, and your friend looks like fruit leather.
I can't see my friend. She's wrapped up.
Okay, so you even covered her face?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a little baby right now.
All right, fair enough.
So,
All right. So
I'm a wet baby.
you've secured, got to the other side. You're now in a section of hallway.
excellent. I closed the door behind me.
All right. Are we to add another item to you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
No more bonus from that. And Katinka didn't get any more items, did you? No, you got the belt, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Change that. There's another modifier.
All right.
I don't want any more items. I'm done.
You hear from the
want-
bundle.
I'm gonna hold on. I need to go take a bath. I need to bathe and change my clothes because it's gross and sticky in here. Can you unwrap me, please?
No, I will take care of you. Don't worry.
I don't need you to bathe me. Just take me out. I'm so tired.
We'll get there there soon. I have some other places that I want to go first.
No, please. Please hit me.
What? All right. So are we done with the items, or we want more?
Oh, I just want to try. I just want to do one more.
Please, somebody
One
help
more
me.
item. Just one more item.
Please, somebody help me.
The
Just for
boots.
funsies.
Oh my goodness. Hang on one second.
That's
All right,
really-
boots.
Boots.
Of teleportation.
Either that or
Hell
the
yeah,
this
girl.
one. Or the...
You get those boots.
Actually, you know what? I'll do... Okay, you know what? Fine, whatever.
I hate you. What did you
This
do?
dice loves this game. Okay. 9, 14. Number you got no modifiers. You've got a detect magic up.
Mm-hmm.
You're okay. Yeah. So you needed a 4 or less in your current situation. You got a 2.
I got them to teleport, bitches. Wow! I'm feeling good.
Hells yes. So you walk down the
Jesus.
hall. You open the door. You found a boots room with other selections. You look around the room. There's a lot of glowing shit. And, oh my gosh, conjuration magic right there. Walk over. You stare at it for a minute. Oh yeah, first time.
Katinka, you'll never believe what we found.
What is it?
Boots.
Boots?
Boots.
Okay. Great. Super. Can you let me out now? Please?
You could always try and use a strength test.
Oh, yeah!
Yourself.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
God damn it.
All right. Jeff, how's it going? Let's see. They've pretty much Cassie's cursed herself to getting lost twice. Sarah's character has turned herself into a goddamn blueberry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tavia's character and Evan's character have done just fine. They found a few items. They haven't got overzealous. So it's going pretty good. Giant blueberry.
All right.
Congratulations, Boots of Teleportation.
Thank you.
Good dice roll. That's an amazing dice. I'm super excited about it.
Grab me a pair while you're there.
Do I see any other pairs that look like they fit her?
It's a 4. This modifier makes it a 3 now.
You're right.
So if you roll, you have to get a 3 or less. Unless you cast something like Identify. Do you have Identify in your spell list?
I haven't really put together my spell list yet.
Do you have anything else that will help you discern magic? Or maybe make sure you don't pick up something...
like spellcraft?
No, curse, like detect curse.
Oh. Like I said, I have not picked out my spell list at all. So maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know.
I mean, Identify would be good to take, like...
That's true, especially if we're trying to find magical items.
Yeah.
Identifying them would actually be a good thing for a retriever to be able to do.
All right.
That's
do you
a
want to use
first
the Identify
level
spell? All right. It requires 100 gold piece pearl, a thing of wine, and a feather, and it'll give it 2 higher, making that 3 to a 5. Is that worth it to you?
I hand you the items.
Blueberry wine.
Oh man, it's like a
Blueberry wine
jacket thing sticks out of that thing. It's
Right.
all gnarly and weird looking.
Are you okay?
I just need a bath. Just shut up. Don't look at me. I turn invisible. I turn back to my natural state.
I'm gonna look for boots that look like they might be good for her.
Unless she
Boots of hydration.
started with 100 gold pearl, she won't have enough starting money to pay for it.
This is true.
Yeah, did you spend your starting money on any magic equipment?
I didn't know I had to buy magical components.
You do have to buy magic components.
Then I will have to reevaluate what I buy. So
Maybe.
All
right, we're gonna say she has it just because this will be fun. I mean, this is about to get stupid. She's gonna roll and try to get a 5 or less. The percentage chance, the numbers and the odds is completely against her.
I have a
And
higher
Sarah's
chance of
character's
getting I have a higher chance of getting a 20 than a 5 or less.
I foresee
I hate
another walk
this
through
so
the desert.
much. Oh my god.
Well,
What'd you
Man,
get?
Yeah.
She failed. But she failed by 7. So unfortunately, there is no other boots of teleportation in this
I just
room.
find some boots that look like that have cool patterns on them, and I just call them that. Be like, yeah, there we go. I found some boots that I know you'll love.
And they're tiny size, so they'll fit her automatically.
Exactly.
I'm not tiny. I'm only small.
Your feet are tiny.
That's okay. Fine.
They're dainty and adorable.
Just
all right,
like
are we done with
okay.
you guys?
Yes, I'm done.
I'm going to add another magic item. Did we add the teleportation boots to yours? Because she's at 7.
Yes, I think I added them to mine already.
Okay, so you're at 5.
I'll double check just to make sure. But
So you're at 5, 8, 7, 2. Okay, good.
okay.
Random magical boots. That's what I'm putting on my character sheet.
I need a cool headband.
You're going for more? Okay. She's going
Drop
for
me off.
one.
No. Drop me off in my room.
Too late.
Drop me off in my room.
Holy fuck!
Drop me off in
What's
my
your
fucking
headband?
room. Sorry.
I wanted something that would be very pretty, and that would be like awesome. So
Okay, that one right there.
yes. Ooh, it's elegant and elaborate. That's perfect.
An elegant golden headband.
I found. Oh, look at this! Is so wonderful. You know what?
By the way, she rolled a 1.
that you.
She rolled what? I'm sorry.
I rolled 1. I was reaching for this one, and then I saw this one.
So she's digging around, and you're like, did you find me boots? She picks up a pair of boots. Yeah, I found them. Throws them at you. This is so pretty. And puts it on, is playing with it. Those boots are perfect for you. They're fine. They're whatever.
Okay, now I'm done. I promise. I'm not gonna look for that belt again.
Okay, we
I'm
need to
not going
change that from a 5 to a 6.
I'm not gonna look for a belt of Tormund. It's not gonna happen.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Take me to my room. I need to wash.
Of course, dear.
All right. Okay, so you guys get cleaned up and meet back with the rest of the team in the front room so we can get this show going.
I'm so sorry. This is my favorite part.
This is your favorite part. I mean, 'cause, man, you got so lucky.
God, yeah.
You got so fucking lucky. You didn't get stuck in the
Oh my
desert
gosh,
or
yeah,
anything
right?
like that. Right?
Oh.
So,
Question.
yes.
How long did it take them?
3 days.
How many rolls did you make?
I made at least. I think I made 8 rolls.
8 rolls. Each roll represents an hour and a half. Then she got lost in the desert she got locked in that room
for 2 hours.
2 hours. So
Yeah.
we're looking at it's been at least 10 to 12 hours.
So
I mean,
I
if you
can
guys
only
didn't-
assume that I'm already asleep by now.
Yep.
Probably.
It's the next
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah, I had to wash too. Like I had to take time for
I
me.
needed to dry clean my new robes to make sure the sand was out of them.
Yeah.
Evan?
I was just going to say that my character slept and thus refreshed his spells, but since he said it's next morning,
Of course. I mean, you've all had a chance to recuperate. You need to remember that you have identified. All right. So, who wants to be the one who gets to the front room first and calls for the rest of the team?
I'll do it.
All right. Team, you guys gather your stuff. You hear that the pixie is calling upon you guys so that you can go out on your adventure. You all head up to the front room, and to your amazement, one of the California raisins have decided to grace themselves in the presence of the magic shop. She's wearing some magical gear and whatnot, but this California raisin
When is this gonna fade away?
suddenly has the voice of Katinka. Well, you rolled a 5. That should tell you something.
Oh, 5 days? 5 days. I'm gonna be a freaking raisin. I'm a freaking raisin.
Oh no, that's
I hate-
terrible. Do you want a hat of disguise?
Yes.
Just gotta go look for it.
Oh look, there's one right here behind the counter that
Roll a
somebody
D20.
left.
Roll a d20, because you can still roll a 20.
I've got it twice.
I just rolled a 1.
It's a hat in disguise right behind the counter.
I
When
have
you
a very concerned look as my eyes fall upon Katinka.
Don't look at me! And then I throw the hat on and make myself look pretty again.
the hat is one of those 1920s hats with mesh and feathers. It's a woman's hat.
Nice.
Excellent. I'm beautiful.
All right.
Let's go!
Okay.
I said don't look at me.
You look beautiful, darling.
I do now.
You always look beautiful.
That's right.
Who else is putting on a hat of disguising? I need to modify hers from 7 to now 8. She's now got 8 items. And Safara needs to go to a 3 because she's got a hat of disguising as well. Did you get a hat of disguising?
No, why would I do that? I look beautiful.
I'm just trying to find out.
I'm fantastic. I don't want to ruin any of my look right now.
Okay.
Oh, look at me. I look like a person.
So, who's leading this soiree out into this new city and this new world?
Ooh, I will.
Excellent.
Gnomes do have a certain political sway, after all.
That's
Do
true.
they? We don't know.
Yes, F&F is tonight. It starts at 10 o'clock. This game ends in about 12 minutes, and there's going to be a 30-minute break, and then we will be swapping over to F&F, and it'll be me and Paige. So I'm going to do a quick description. You guys step outside the door. It is a bustling street. Humans, a lot of them, and dwarves move up and down the streets. It's very clean cut. In some places you can see that the races will mix, like you'll see half dwarf and stuff. This is very solid. You know, you see humans, a variety of humans and a variety of dwarves. The buildings here are massive. 15, maybe 20 stories high, spires and towers. You think you see at the top of one of the towers, either that is a wyvern roosting or a dragon.
Wow.
Colorful banners hang outside houses. People walk about. There seems to be a jubilee going on of some type. A man stepping past the door, dwarf with a big coned hat, greets you guys in a very hello manner as, excuse me. Everybody seems in a rather jovial kind of mentality as you guys are stepping out of the magic shop. One gentleman sitting nearby on a barrel out front looks to the rest of you as you've come out. Oi there, lot. What are you? And he wiggles a finger at the spell scale.
I
Oh,
am fabulous.
she was afflicted by a spell, and fortunately we were able to get rid of the spellcaster, but some of the spell effects are lingering.
He gives a nod. He's like, very noble of you, very regal. I like it. It's very nice. You should keep it. He gives a nod and a wink.
Why, thank you.
He looks to the rest of you. Oh, gnomes. And then he looks to the pixie. A flying gnome. Look at that one. He elbows the guy next to him. Oh, look at that. It's a flying gnome. He elbows the one next to him. Oh, yeah, that's a gnome. It's flying.
Yes, flying gnome again. The magic user. He was very, very powerful, but fortunately I was able.
They all stare.
I was able to.
Oh, great goodness. Bless your souls, you were able to remove it. Those terrible spellcasters. They all spit on the ground in unison.
They are just horrendous.
I spit on the ground with them.
Yours is blue. They tell you that the great conjurer died this day many years ago, and so in celebration they'll raise their mugs and cheer to you for having thwarted another wizard Damn those wizards, and a round of spitting will
Those
incur.
wizards and their book learning. Ugh.
Yeah,
Books.
that's terrible.
A round of
They're
spit-
terrible, terrible spellcasters, absolutely. But I've a pointy sword and no one can stand my pointy.
I'm just continuously spitting.
All right. It's a milky blue substance that's now piled up onto the ground. It's definitely odd comparative to.
I believe that you've spit on wizards enough, Katinka.
Right.
It's okay.
You
I'm just
move
trying to
into
get it
the
all
city.
out.
The gnome. All right. So, does anybody know what to do next? You guys have walked into this other world. What happened? What do you do now?
Pop that scroll.
I'm
No.
going to flash a wonderful smile and say, well, if we're celebrating, let's celebrate. Let's go to the nearest tavern.
Excellent.
No, we
A
have a
fine
job.
choice.
Shh.
Yes.
I use my telepathy to kind of shush her.
Ooh, you were mind shushed.
How dare you?
You wander the streets. These magnificent buildings, well built, they're definitely better than some places where they just pile bricks up and call it something worthwhile. They use mortar. There's iron pieces that hold things together. This place is pretty miraculous. And then you see something that definitely floors all of you. A group of dwarfs in white and gray, holiest of holy men, carrying a giant statue over their shoulders. Apparently, the statue is very similar to someone you know. It is of a badger, standing on its legs, on its back legs, holding out claws, and seems to be rending into the air.
What the hell?
How intelligent do these holy dwarves?
By first glance, they seem to be average of intelligence. You cannot judge too well because you can only hear that they chant their words as they carry their statue of this upright badger through the streets, praising uh, Loktar, the great warrior.
So I'm fairly certain I forgot to put on disguise, and so I was going along with the whole idea that it was wizard curse me. Yay. This I am a little unnerved.
All right. They will celebrate as people see the statue. They all seem to throw flowers and whatnot at it. They see you and they begin to cheer. And in a unison, all these dwarves and humans nearby seem to become excited and jubilation at your appearance. They will tell you, excellent costume, magnificent, wonderful, and then they will hoist you up onto their shoulders as they dance with you into the street.
Telepathically, I'll just communicate to the party. We can't find him if the locals reject us, so let's try to blend in, okay?
Yes, blending.
Yes. Blend.
So blend.
Will it blend?
Much blend.
Maybe less blue?
I'm not blue!
And outwardly, I join in the celebration and follow the badger.
All right. And the other two, do you follow within the celebration?
Of course. I love celebrating.
They take the whole train. I'm assuming Katinka, you joined too.
Yeah.
Everybody is super happy, and they go to a town square where there's lots of dancing. Everybody dances in a big circle formation. They set the statue off to one side. They crown your badger friend with a brown paper crown. And they throw flowers on her and offer you drinks made of mead and fruit. When they realize it's not a costume and it's for real, they're super excited. A priest comes over and offers you his special abilities, magic in which is given to him upon the gods to remove curses.
I should put it there instead, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Will you take his magical aid, Sephira?
I will shake my head. No, thank you. I have grown quite accustomed to this form, and I don't believe that I would be able to as a person if I turned back.
Okay, he's completely all right with that. He's, he tells you your form is majestic and it's beautiful. Um, your image is that of a savior, and what you stand for, our people are proud of. We're proud of our alliance with the gnomes. We're proud of our alliance with the dragons, and they, of course they shake the gnome when they say gnomes. We're proud of our alliance with the dragons, and they point up the spell scale. We're proud of our alliance with the badger warrior who saved our town many years ago, and everybody dances. There's a lot of drinking that follows this, and the dwarven people and the humans of this town all seem to have a really good, really great time, and you guys partied up. Because of your appearances and the fact that you are been magically changed from what the story. What's the story? The joint story you all are telling.
Apparently, we were attacked by a horrifying conjurer of cheap tricks.
Yeah.
Turned us into all sorts of manners of beings, as you see here. We were playthings of this terrible.
Where is this conjurer? We will
It's
seek
the worst.
We will destroy him. We'll find where he lies. Conjurers are the work of evil.
They are.
Oh, we murdered him.
We already... Yes, we
Yes, you are
already
heroes.
dispatched.
Free room and board at one of the finest inns.
Yay!
And you are the... Oh, I apologize. You are the one talking, right? With
Of
your
course.
high bluff skill?
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, free room and board at the finest inn.
Wonderful. Well, we don't want to impose, but let us pay for our own meal.
Fine. Pay for your own meal, but not your drinks or your room. Everybody's... Of course, they want to hear your story. They want to hear where you guys were at, where this happened at, and stuff like that. Because, of course, to them, this is grandioso. So, how good is your bluff skill as we come to the end of our game?
I've got a natural 16.
A natural
Jesus.
16. So you're still going to need to roll.
Okay.
We need to know how good this really ends up being.
Okay. Gosh,
Remember,
man.
1 is not a critical fail, and 20 is not a successful, awesomeness.
Okay.
But
Could I attempt to assist?
Yeah.
she got a 35.
All right.
So you need to make a 10 on your bluff to give her at least 2 more, making it a 37.
Oh, then I'll help too. Yes, 17.
All right. You all spin a yarn so majestic. It turns out that your gnomish friend had learned just a few words and just a few names of cities and local areas that he's able to spout in a couple of given extra things.
And I take that information and just weave it into this wondrous tale of our capture and what we had to go through and how we were able to defeat the dastardly wizard.
Throughout everything, the story is going great until some point in the group, one of the dwarves call out, "What was this dungeon like?" And you pause and you realize there has to be a dungeon.
His dungeon. Every time you opened a door, it was going into a different room. He conjured rooms that would just switch and change at random.
Oh. So the people are at...
Some of them would even open into scorching deserts. Yeah, I'm
totally
just pulling it. I'm pulling everything.
You guys realize at some point she's describing the kitchen of the magic shop and the bedrooms.
Yeah.
Encountering Hank or Frank in the kitchen.
Scary minotaurs that were guarding the wizard's dungeon. Yeah.
Burning plates.
Yes.
They were trying to cook me because I am so small. And I smell of blueberries.
You guys are given an amazing room. You're given a great opportunity to rest, relax, and respite, and find out the place that you have arrived is not so terrible. These dwarves and these humans and these dragons, apparently, all rule in a kind of blissful utopian society. So, and when the sun goes down, by the way, there's no like creepy shit that happens at night. So there's this really feels like a pretty okay place to be. We end game here. I want to let you guys all know I enjoyed the heck out of the role playing you all did. It was really good. The dice rolls were amazing. So I'm going to give everybody 450 experience points to move them toward their next level.
Is that on the game log? No. Where do I put it? On my character side? I don't want to change something.
Right there.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's right there. You just make that 600.
I do?
Yeah, you change
But
that.
then it'll go down.
Under the character sheet, under alignment is current experience. Just
Okay.
add 450 to whatever your current experience is.
Okay. And then we got
Plus 450.
and then we got the 150 too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already been added in there.
Oh,
No, earlier.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then it was 150 for the last game session.
Yeah. But that was added in, right?
So it should be 15,750.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, this was great fun. Thanks very much for everybody joining in. You all did really well. Totally stoked. That was fun.
And ridiculous.
Very ridiculous.
Okay. Well, we should probably get going so you can
Yeah, I got
finally
a couple of
eat
things I need to do.
and get ready for Friday Night Frights.
Yes!
And I got the ending song is I heard it through the grapevine.
Hey!
Dun, dun,
No,
dun.
I'm a blueberry,
longer
thank
would
you.
it be mine. Hey, I heard
Different.
it through the grapevine. Good night,
Great.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.